Hola, hola on this beautiful Fridays, or whatever happened days you may happen to land on this video. I'm doing another one from my throne instead of in front of the green screen. This is a good download of daily motivation because it's going to bring back hopefully some the art of conversation. So let's just get into it. Yesterday I was doing what I do, and a friend of mine called, and we were talking for like over an hour. And during that conversation, we were talking about how the art of conversation is basically dead. Like this new generation now, their lack of attention span. You can't even get people to talk for like a minute, right? Seems like everybody's so immersed in their technology nowadays and in their own personal worlds that like you don't hardly even see like there's an experiment that you can all do if you don't even believe me. Just go out in public and crowded spaces and see if you can find groups of people like actually having conversations. Or if you find groups of people just staring in their technology, their cell phones, right? So during the conversation we were just talking and having fun, laughing and having deep insights. Like we were learning a lot from each other, right? Like how interaction should be for growth purposes. And I brought up a fact to him. I was like, yo, man, we're like an hour, we're like 49 minutes in this conversation, and I could keep on going, but I was watching the time because I had an appointment with Brittany Phillips at 5. And it was crazy because he called me at like, I think he called me at like 1 or something. I think he called me like 12. And I got off the phone at like 4:30. Now that's longer than an hour. We talked for like, it's like 2 hours. So either or, like I got off the phone and it was like 4:20 or 4:30. And if you know, you know. So I definitely lit up. But I brought it up to him. I was like, yo, man, this generation now, look at our timestamp on our phone log. It's like 49 minutes in. I guarantee like the generation now, they wouldn't even have a conversation for like 5 minutes. And he's like, oh my God, you're so right on that. And it just brought up, it just hit home. It was like, I miss having conversations with people and laughing and not just texting so much. So when Brittany Phillips called me yesterday, I felt like a giddy kid. I was like, I brought it up to her a few times. Like, I can't believe I'm actually talking to you, you know? So, she's like one of my role models, right? Like all my collectives are. And so when I was talking to her, I kind of felt weird, I mean, I felt like I was talking my head off to her. But she's like, no, it's all right. It's all great, good gravy. But then it made me realize that I miss human interaction like so bad. I feels like I've been trapped in the Bane pit for 30 million years or in Dante's Inferno. So I'm finally having my first human interaction, right? I feel like Tom Hanks off a Castaway, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wilson. And then I finally get home and I'm seeing people and shit. It felt like that. And when I was talking to my boy yesterday, we were talking about how our perspectives are, how we're spiritually connected. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I know. It feels like my family is just acting weird, secretive, yada, yada. And it feels like I'm in two different worlds. It's like, I feel like not being vain. Like the whole world knows what I'm doing in my position. I'm a vessel of God. I'm working daily to become a better version of myself, right? And then when it comes to my family, they act like I ain't doing anything. I mean, they act like they don't know anything that I'm doing. And I'm just weird. And then he's like, yeah, man, they do feel like you're weird, probably. Most likely they feel like you're weird, so they may not be paying attention to you as much because they just already dismissed you as like, oh, you're out there. And if I didn't know you, Zoe, then I would think you're weird too. And it hit me. I was like, damn, because I feel like I'm so normalized and I'm so connected to spirituality. It's like, this is nothing, right? I was like, okay. But when he brought that up, I was like, man, that's probably true. My family just really may feel like I'm just so disconnected from the 3D world that I'm just alienish to them. So that could just be a reality that I just overlooked versus thinking that they're all agents, or not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. So like that hit home yesterday too. I was like, man, that could just be a reality that I just overlooked because I feel like since I'm so normalized in spirituality and I'm more connected. You like the rose in the background too, right? If you know, you know. That everyone should be connected on the same spectrum. But that was a reality that just hit home yesterday. I was like, man, that's crazy. I am like totally in a different league. Like us spiritual warriors or light warriors are totally in a different league. And so I resonated with that deeply, and it was good perspective. Then another perspective I had yesterday is I was seeing somebody on one of my collectives saying that, man, you're too nice. And your ancestors are saying, why are you so nice to people and so forth. And me, loving everybody, I caught myself of being a people pleaser. Like I was about to get on the video. I was like, hey, Josie, man, I love you, but hey, I got this, girl. Trust me, I got this. I know what I'm doing. You know, the more I forgive, the more I can release this anger I have in me, you know, because I was analyzing my shadow work. I was like, wait a minute, I have forgave Megan, but something's going on. Her energy's still attached to me. So, and I had some resentment. I was like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? Just a lot of questions like, why the hell would she do all this bullshit? Why is she so envious and yada yada? Why can't she just do her own thing? I mean, spirit team, thank you. Let me calm down. You know, it's all about love. But when I even forgave her, I felt foreign. I was like, I don't forgive somebody that's guilty. I'm not guilty. But like being a bigger person, and my spirit team's like, no, forgive. You have to release in order to elevate. You have to let go of all this energy. Even the smallest subconscious thoughts we have can block you from your blessings. So I was obedient. And yesterday it dawned on me. I was like, yeah, I'm just somebody that has to operate unapologetically at all times. Even basically, I'm a superhero. That's what it is. Like I was walking home yesterday from my boy's house last night. He called me. I was like, bet me just taking a nice walk. So during that walk, I was thinking, I was like, man, I'm like Peter Parker and Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent. I'm on both spectrums. I have both perspectives. Like, you know, when I do a heroic action, you know what I mean, then I see the world respond to how I do what I do. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. And that's just what it is. It's just, I'm in that position being chosen. You just got to operate. You got to be obedient. I'm not here to get validation from man. I'm only getting validation from God. And I got to always remind myself that. So thank you, God and Spirit Team, last night and today, and allowing me to do this message and to say what needs to be said. Because I'm like, fuck that. I got to stop. I love everybody, but I got to control my heart and stop reading a newspaper article or whatever saying, oh, this person doesn't like my action. But when I forgave, I saw the immediate reaction of, I did good. I passed that test. And then I see the frequencies change. I'm like, good, okay. And other people are forgiving people even though they know. I'm like, fuck that. I shouldn't be the one forgiven. They should be the one forgiven, right? And if we keep on waiting on that algorithm of waiting for the other person to apologize, we're going to block a lot of our blessings, and we're going to block a lot of other people's blessings, because our actions, we got to realize as chosen ones, it's not personalized no more. It's not for our own development. It's for millions of others. So everything we do affects millions. This is how we have to know what we're doing. We have to know that without being vain. We just got to know how impactful we are. So last night when I was walking home too, I was like, yo, okay, bet. We're the generation now. Basically what it is, okay, we're 8 minutes in. Forgive my speediness. I just want to get this download out without forgetting. So let me give you guys a quick analogy. Back in the days when, biblical times, let's just say that, when there was castles and we had archers and we had soldiers that had to keep watch of the perimeters of the castle during the day and at nighttime. There would be different shifts. You know what I mean? If you if you're familiar with Game of Thrones and the Night Watch, I think it was called the Night Watch. They had to watch for the Night Walkers and so forth. You know what I mean? They had to keep watch and protect their village. So long story short, that generation back then was a lot more vigilant and aware of their surroundings, because they didn't have technology. Let's just say, okay, if you know, you know. They had technology, of course. But let's just keep it simple for the analogy purposes. Let's just say that they didn't have technology like cell phones to keep them distracted, Facebook and shit, while they're supposed to be on guard. They're looking at fucking timelines and shorts and memes. Hey guys, you see this? And then while they're getting infiltrated. Okay, that didn't happen. So they were more aware of their environments and a lot more military, militarized. Let's just say that, you know, they were more organized and structured and disciplined. Okay. So as time went on from that period, that ability of alertness started dying off. Okay, we're just making an analogy of how the generations grow and how certain traits dissipate and no longer exist, and that's the growth of society as a whole. If you're just looking at it from a bird's eye view, and you had the ability to see how the evolution of humans happened, then you would see the growth periods and when we didn't have consciousness and we were cavemen and we're just, banging our sticks on rocks, yada, yada. And then we had human interaction, consciousness, and then we started using our brains more, and then we started becoming more aware of our environment and working more with nature versus against it, right? So last night on my walk, I realized like back in the days, we were a lot more vigilant. Then technology came into play and a lot of these abilities started dulling. So at this period, my ancestors last night said, we as chosen ones must be responsible for changing that dynamic and showing the world that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be tapped in spiritually and to be unapologetically yourself without explaining why you're so unique. Because we're all unique like our fingerprints. Nobody has your fingerprint, only you do, which makes you stand out, not blend in, which is our mission, all of ours. To a degree, depending on what your calling is. So like our mission now is for where the atmosphere is, we're in charge for raising the vibration. So when the next generation comes in after us, they can pick up for where we left off. So long story short, every day you get up, you should be consciously aware of what actions you're putting forth into the universe. Are you just getting up and wasting time and not being impactful for the universe? Like imagine people are watching you like you're on a grand stage, which we are, but like us as humans feel like we're not being watched besides when we go out in public. Some people may see our interactions, right? But imagine God is always watching, which she is or he is, all three of them. Holy Spirit, Holy Father, Holy Mother, right? If you know, you know. That they're always watching over you. So are you working towards making them happy and the planet happy, or are you working against the planet and not leaving anything that's impactful for the next generation to build off of? Like, are you a builder or are you a destroyer? You know what I mean? You see, even if you're stagnant, you're destroying your own growth and your own generations possibly to come. You're blocking your own blessings by not being different or attempting to challenge yourself daily, to be a better version. So last night on that walk, I had a lot of eureka moments. I was like, that's true. Okay, so every action that I do every day, I want to be impactful. Either it's through being a life coach, sharing my experiences, so hopefully I can help other people, guide them through this mystery of life. Or if it's through my creative abilities and I do my music, well, you haven't seen that part, but I'm writing a book. I'm working on a book, but you will all witness that in the near future. So hopefully by my actions, however they may be, good, bad, the word escaped me. But, whatever I do, however you resonate with that message, hopefully it's impactful and it's valuable, is what God wants me to do daily and would like me to share that with you all as well. We're almost 20 minutes in or 50 minutes in, halfway there. So that is our responsibility. If you choose so to accept the mission, like some Mission Possible shit. If you know, you know. Before the device starts smoking and blows up, right? Or it catches on fire. Mission Impossible fans. That's our mission daily, to be conscious of what actions we're putting forth in this world so our next generation can be more comfortable in their skin and they can be more authentic and they can see that the talking heads in the society that was, because I'm saying was because the old structure is crumbling. Us us as the collective are the new leaders of this new earth. We are going to guide and show the other chosen children how it's done properly, or the best. I want to say properly. We're not perfect. We're all learning together. Hence, I was talking to Brittany last night too. I was like, oh yeah, we're impactful separated. Imagine if we're together operating with one another's thoughts and how we should help this planet. Oh, we're unstoppable. And she agreed. So like that is the stage we're at now, is to be more communicative versus just on the internet. Get up with each other as best as possible and talk and make sure that we're reaching the masses, the proper demographics as best as we can while we're here on this planet until we go on to our next mission, because life is nothing but energy, and energy can neither be created nor destroyed, so we're always going to exist. So that should be a peace of mind for you. Death is nothing but a transition. Okay, but we're fearful of it because we don't understand it, you know what I mean? So it's like you're fearful of anything that we don't know. Like I was telling Brittany yesterday, I'm scared to be go through a hypno session, hypno session, meaning like to be put under hypnosis. That's like a trusting force. That's a trusting factor, that we all have to trust someone else to put us under a hypnotic state and be in a vulnerable position. So like I got to get over that. So she was telling me how that works, and she eased my mind and alleviated all my worries. It's not no get out shit. If you know, you know. Because all of our ancestors practiced these tactics, and we were just separated from these tactics and made to believe that they're evil. Like voodoo is not evil. That just means to tap into Earth's energies and frequencies and know how to harness it, like the Haitians know. Okay, so yeah, exactly. You don't. That'd be from another time and another topic. So that's all voodoo means. Like the Western society got us scared of our own ancient sacred geometry. That's all they just flipped it on us. So they got us scared of witchcraft and this and that, when we're the ones that presented it to them and showed them how to use and harness the forces of nature. And then they flipped it on us and put us under a hypnotic spell. And they've been dominating us and making us forget our own history for years. Hence now the climate's changing, and the Galactic Federation of Light is helping us guide us into these next stages of evolution. And they're going to be showcasing themselves soon and showing the world that we've always been interacting with one another. But the government and the powers that be have been keeping that hidden for control purposes. To keep us all ignorant and in the dark. But I love y'all. I believe I'm going to end on that. The grand moral of that story is be more mindful of how we conduct ourselves daily. Be unapologetic on how you move in this world, because God is going to tell us something and we're going to be obedient on that. Damn man validation. Only the divine source and the divine light is going to control me from now on out. And I'm going to operate on it, and it's going to be what it is because we know the results. We have a method to our madness. So this will be the last time, I believe. Every time I say that, God's like, every time I say the last time, I'm going to have you do something to grow past that boundary you set, because you keep on thinking your next steps. No, you're just going to go with the flow. Be in the now. So I'm like, okay, I'm unlearning a lot that I've learned. So this is a very transparent process that I love the fact God gave me this position to show you all my stages. Because I'm not perfect. No, I don't want to say that either. But I'm not perfect, and I'm striving every day to be the best I can be. And that's all I can say, and feel safe by saying that without confidently saying certain things, and then God shows me the next day that, hey, you think you know it, but you don't know shit until I tell you. So like, all right, bet. And by the way, I'm finishing up Brittany, the Cosmic Wifey's video from last night. I caught her live. Luckily, I caught her. I was like, my ear was getting numb, and every time my ear rings or goes numb, when I'm engaged in something else, I know my spirit team's like, all right, pay attention, look on your phone, there's somebody out there, your collective's doing work. And then I looked on my notifications, went on my YouTube page, I was like, oh, Brittany's doing a live video. So I jumped on her joint and caught like towards the end of it, so I'm rewatching her join now and catching up. Maji to T, I saw her join. I think she's doing it. She was doing another one. I finished. I'm halfway through your joint, Maji, saying that there's a message coming within 8 days. If you know, you know. I feel bad now. I was like, man, I got a lot of collective reaching out to me, which is good. I love them. I love you all. And maybe I'm just a little nervous, but I may have to take that step, Maji. You know, whoever reaches out to me, talks to me first, may get the little onion ring. If you know, you know. But at the same time, I don't want to rush anything, but that's my spirit and ego want to keep me protected. But it is what it is. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for some love from anybody the cosmos send me. So I love you all. Keep on doing your thing. Thank you all, my Charlie's Angels, sincerely. Thank you, Brittany, for reaching out to me yesterday and give me some clarity on how all this operates, how everything operates, and how we're going to move forth. And when I'm ready, I'll reach out to you, baby. And be more conscious of our actions daily. When we have our grand rising, let's ensure that we're guiding in our generation properly. So when we transition to our next mission, we have no worries of, did we do the right thing? Did we set the right precedent? Did we set the right guidelines for our younger generation to follow properly? And so they can continue spreading love and raising the frequencies of this earth and showing people it's okay to be transparent and authentic and to love one another and to unite and stop this division and share resources, if I didn't say that before, and make sure everybody is good. Just make sure everyone's good and not greed. No more greed, no more death, no more wars, no more killing. It's just going to be, we're all one, like we really are. We're going to all work together. This planet would be a lot better off. Honesty, no more lies. We're just getting rid of all the bullshit. All the shit that is stopping the world from being better, we're getting rid of. If you're a liar, you're gone. Okay, we're loving you from afar. If you got enviness, jealousness in you, we're loving you from afar. You cannot vibrate on this stage. This stage is only for high vibrations. That's just what it is. It's mathematics. So we love you all. Stay high vibrating. Only love is allowed in our circle of trust and loyalty. No more Judases and no more people trying to wear new skin with the same old tactics. But we love you. Take care. Till next time. Daily motivation with your boy Zo Dog. All right.